Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. I'm Madison, and today I wanted to go over 5 of my fastest growing plants in my collection. So let's get started. This is my Baltic blue pothos, and it is just beautiful. It is kind of a newer plant, I feel like, that's come out recently here within like the big box stores and stuff like that, and nurseries as well. It's kind of a cousin to the Cebu blue pothos, although it is a little bit darker in color and not so much of that blue. I would say I would say this is definitely more green than the Cebu blue is, but still a beautiful plant. And this one does fenestrate much quicker than your standard like Cebu blue or just like regular pothos. That's definitely for sure. So it's really nice about this. And this for me has just been such a fast grower. When I first got it, it was kind of a smaller bush. I had to cut off a lot of dead foliage, so it was kind of sad. I don't even think I took a picture of this when I first got it because it was so sad looking, but I was just really excited to find it. So yeah, and honestly, I don't mind that I had to start a little bit sad and small with this because it's just popped off like crazy, and it's even got like a little arm that's starting to come out of here. So I'm probably gonna need to get this guy some sort of trellis or something like that, just so that I can keep the nice fenestrated leaves happening. So if you want to encourage fenestrated leaves, definitely give your plant something to climb up. Otherwise, it's usually not going to happen, at least not as much or as fast, usually. Although with this guy, as you can see, just popping out of the pot, we have fenestrated leaves. But I'd love to encourage that to get bigger and better. And I do think that the Baltic blue leaves will get larger as they mature, as well as more fenestrated. Baltic blue pothos. Let's do this guy next. I don't know how much of him you're going to be able to see with me just holding him here like this. Ooh. But this is my Philodendron micans. Really, any Philodendron heteroecium is a really fast grower for me, whether it's the Brazil, just your standard dark form, heteroecium, or like the neon. They're all really fast growers, but I wanted to show you my micans because I'm just really proud of it, honestly. And this beautiful trellis here that my boyfriend made for me, it's just gorgeous. So it's really taken a liking to this, I think. It's just been popping off like crazy, and hopefully you can see here there's a lot of new growth happening at the bottom. Like all these little guys down here are new. We even have some new growth in the back. So yeah, I'm just really pleased with this plant. I'll put a picture up over here of when I first got this plant. It was teeny tiny. I bought it off a lady from like Facebook Marketplace or something like that. And yeah, just a small cutting, maybe like 6 to 8 leaves or something like that. You'll see over here, but really small plant. I don't remember when I bought it, but I will get that information along with that photo, so it'll be written over there too. But I have not had this plant for that long, and it has already grown so much. So yeah, and I have taken cuttings of this plant as well. This isn't just like a one and done situation. I have made a couple different pots of this. I've sold a couple, I've given a couple away. So yeah, this plant has kind of spread around the town, which is really nice. And yeah, it's amazing. Such a beautiful plant. And honestly, for having just like beautiful velvety heart-shaped leaves that are just like dark and gorgeous, and those beautiful kind of like reddish backsides, it's a really affordable plant to get. Same actually, yeah, same with that Baltic blue. If you can find that sucker in a big box store somewhere, or even in a nursery, local nurseries will usually have them for a pretty good price as well. So check around your local places and see if you can find micans if you don't have one already, because I mean, just look at that. Let's see if I can get you closer. How can you not? How can you not have that in your collection? It's so pretty. They were starting to get a little smaller as they were going up here because I was a little late, like usual, getting this guy a new trellis. It was on just a pole before a really long stake, and it just grew taller than the stake and started drooping down and then getting smaller, whereas the leaves were starting to get bigger there for a bit. But yeah, I'm not too worried. We'll definitely get that size back. All right, my next plant for my fastest growing plant, or for one of my fastest growing plants, is my Philodendron jungle boogie, or you'll also find this called Philodendron narrow. Now, I feel like I've talked about this plant recently, but I'm not even sorry for bringing it up again. It's such a beautiful plant. It's kind of awkward to show because it's kind of all out there, but that's one of the things that I absolutely love about this plant. But obviously, we are here to talk about growth. This sucker grows so fast. Like, it's constantly pushing out a new something or other. It's actually working on a new an inflorescence right now, which is really cool. So if you can see that there, that is what this red guy is here. That is going to be an inflorescence, and then it is also working on a new leaf as well. That's what this guy will turn into. Here is a new leaf. But as you can see here, we just had a new leaf come out, and it is beautiful. You can really tell that it's a new leaf from the back. So you can tell this one here is an older one, and then this is the newer one. It's just beautiful. But yeah, the jungle boogie, constantly pushing out growth like nobody's business. I don't even do anything special for it. I do give it, I guess, pretty good light. It sits in my bedroom window, so it gets really nice early morning sunlight, and it is pretty much just right in front of the window, although I did recently close just like a sheer curtain across it because it was getting a little bit burnt. This guy was producing a ton of extra floral nectaries, like, ooh, so much. It was a sappy beast. And because of that, the sap was sitting on the leaves, and then the sun was burning little holes in it. Or not little holes, but just little like orange spots. You might be able to see on this leaf here, maybe the front of it, be better for you to see. But this is the best leaf, hopefully you can see here, but it does have some kind of yellow spotting, and that is from those extra floral nectaries. They're like, it's an oil essentially, and when the sun hits it, it's like a microscope. So it's just burning the leaves. So I gave this guy a really good spray down recently, and I haven't seen any bugs. Granted, when I sprayed it down, because I was seeing so many of those extra floral nectaries, I didn't see any bugs either. So hopefully it's just, I don't know, being weird or something, but it hasn't slowed down the growth one bit. It's just very, very consistent. It's one after the other after the other. It's got almost all of the leaves that were originally on the plant. I think just today or yesterday actually, I pulled off its oldest leaf because it was just looking kind of yellow and sad. It was its time. But yeah, I absolutely love this plant. I have nothing bad to say about it. Yeah, nothing bad. It's just so easy to care for too. It's not going to tell you when it's thirsty because the leaves are so like thick and structured. They don't really move or anything like that. It doesn't get droopy. But you know, when the pot feels light, give it a good water. It's definitely drought tolerant, I would say. I let this guy get pretty darn dry and give it a nice hefty watering, and it seems to do absolutely fine. So yeah, beautiful, fast growing, bushy plant, Philodendron jungle boogie. What do I want to do next? Let's do this guy. This is oofta. Okay. I don't want to put this on my lap because the bottom of this pot's gross. But next up for one of my fastest growing plants is spider plants. Oh my gosh. Do you see this? Like, what the heck? Wild. This guy has grown so wild, and it's still popping out new growth. I absolutely love spider plants. I recently did an unboxing video from Plant XCO, and they sent me over a couple of beautiful spider plant babies, which I have growing back over there, which I'm not going to get for you right now. It's too difficult with all this going on, but they're so beautiful. Oh, look at this. Hopefully I can show you. We've got some flowers. Can I show you? This is so unruly. Hopefully you can see there. We do have some flowers happening. This is just a beast. One of the reasons I absolutely love spider plants, other than the fact that they grow incredibly quick and they make their own babies that you can just pop right off and put in water or soil, is that they're such easy care plants too. I mean, I've had my spider plants in all kinds of different growing situations. Super high light, really low light, everywhere in between. I'd say maybe try and stay away from super low light and like terribly direct sunlight. But I've got this plant and pretty much all of my spider plants in this room up here that gets that really harsh evening sunlight right before it goes over the mountains, and it's loving it. As you can see here, the color is just so vibrant and it's got those beautiful white stripes. So this is the variegated version. I'm not sure of the exact name of this. I'll definitely put it on the screen for you. But there are a bunch of different versions of spider plants as well. There's the Bonnie version, which I'll pop a picture up over here for you. That is so beautiful. It's just super curly, which I definitely want one of those one day. I just think it would look beautiful hanging outside, like in a hanging planter in the summer. So I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled this summer for one of those to put out on my little porch. But yeah, they're such easy care. Like I said, any kind of light you want to give it, they'll pretty much be happy. You're just gonna have to adjust your watering according to how much light you're giving it. So, oh, I've got a rogue hair. So yeah, if you're giving this guy really high light, you're gonna need to be watering it more frequently. I'm not gonna give you an exact number of days because it's definitely going to depend on the size pot you have, how much roots you've got filling up that pot versus soil. So, you know, just keep an eye out. These guys will also let you know when they're thirsty. The color will kind of lighten a little bit and it'll almost yellow a little bit, and it'll droop down. But as soon as you give it adequate water, it'll perk right back up and the color will all come back like super vibrant and green. It's kind of wild. I don't really know of any other plants that do that as far as coloring goes. So super forgiving plant, and yeah, I absolutely love it. I don't do anything special as far as soil mixture or what am I looking for? Fertilizing or anything like that. I just do the same thing like I do for all of my other plants. I do a little bit of fertilizer frequently. So with pretty much every watering, they get a very diluted amount of fertilizer. I would say like a quarter strength to like what they recommend, or even a little bit less than that. And I just do it pretty much every watering. So they're getting a good amount, but it's not like hitting them too hard at the roots. So yeah, I'm just like getting whacked with this guy all over. There's babies popping off like crazy. So yeah, beautiful spider plants. Oh, and there's roots popping out the bottom. Hello. Okay. Woofda. Okay, I think we are on to the last plant here. Let me grab it. Okay, this is a big bad boy here. Woof. See if I can. All right, full disclosure. This guy sits high up on a shelf. This is a Scindapsus pictus exotica, by the way. Beautiful plant. Ooh, I'm spilling water on myself. So he sits up on a shelf in my entry at my house, and maybe I forget to water him a little bit, but he also doesn't get any like major direct light other than the little like boob light that's in the entry. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's not getting any direct light coming from straight down, so the top of it is a little bit bald, but we do have new stuff coming out here, so that's fine. But, you know, like I said, it's up on a shelf, so I do forget to water this pretty frequently. But look at this. I'm going to have to stand up here, I think. Look at that. It just keeps going. Just keeps going. This is such a beautiful plant. This is one of my absolute favorites. I think I'm going to have an exotica in my collection forever. I feel like even if I stopped collecting plants, I'd still want one of these in my house because it's just so easy care, so beautiful, and just a fast grower. And one of my favorite things about the Scindapsus exotica in particular, in comparison to like pretty much all of the other Scindapsus and pothos and stuff that I have in my collection, is that as it keeps dangling down, the leaves keep a really good size. So if I grab like one of these lower leaves here, they're pretty darn comparable to some of these leaves up top. You know what I mean? Maybe a smidge smaller, but nothing crazy. And I imagine, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do this. If you know anyone that's done this, tag them down below so that I can check it out. But I don't know that I've ever seen anyone put an exotica on a plank or a pole or a trellis or anything like that to really get those aerial roots growing on and attaching to like hopefully get some bigger growth. I would love to see that. Maybe I'll cut this up soon and try something like that because it is getting to the point where it's almost too long. It's just getting a little bit too long. So maybe I will cut this guy up and do an experiment like that after getting it rooted and try and put it on a pole or something like that. My mother-in-law actually just sent me home with 4 cocoa coir little poles and some really cute pots. So that'll make good use of one of those, I think. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in seeing something like that because I do think that would be a fun experiment and it would just probably be really beautiful. Even if the leaves didn't get crazy ginormous, it would just be really pretty, I think. But yeah, I won't go too much more on about this guy. Care-wise, super easy care. Like I said, it'll let you know when it's thirsty. The leaves will curl in. Like so. Hopefully you can see they'll curl in there and really let you know when it's thirsty. I do give this plant the same care as all of my other plants, which is nothing special. They just get that little bit of fertilizer very frequently, and that's about it. All right, I think we've made it to the end of them. Let me know if you guys have any questions about any of these plants that I listed below. If I missed anything, I don't think I did, but I feel like my brain is just like not fully here today. So if I missed any points on these that you guys are having questions about, definitely let me know, like care-wise or anything like that. I will do my best to help. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your fastest growing plants are in your collection. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.